Since 2024, we just arm's reach, all within our calendar at the meantime, and the season had been gradually approaching midway. It can safely say that some of the items on the storyline for some of the football clubs starting to show their colour and even could go all the way to the end of the season. Of course, we need to take into account that any transfer move happened on the incoming winter transfer window that I really hope Man United could make some quality move who eventually change the whole trail of the canon event. With that said, we will still look into what are the storyline of each club starting to proving right. So in this video, with rare occasion jumping off any Man United content, plus to avoid this video going too long, I was splitting this video content into two parts. We will have a look into the things that started to prove right for the 23-24 season. In case you didn't know, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Code United channel once again. If you by any shape or form stumble into this channel and in any ways like this kind of content, do please like, share and subscribe to this channel, as each of your precious subscription will be a massive motivation for me to upload new content. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for every new upload. Let's cut to the chase and here we go. By the way, Merry Christmas to all viewers and hope you all be able to spend a valuable time with family and embrace the festival as a one. Also get ready to march on into the whole new year incoming. Starting off with Arsenal. Last season, Arsenal suffered one of the worst bottle jobs after sitting top of the league for 95% of the time, only to lose out steam at the end to Man City to complete their treble. Coming into this season, after recognizing some of the areas, especially the squad depth, required to strengthen like central midfielder after the departure of the fan favourite Granit Xhaka, defenders and the offensive player, Arsenal made a splash in the transfer market by signing Kai Havertz from Chelsea for 60 million, Jurrien Timber from Ajax for 40 million, and the headline of all, the former West Ham skipper Declan Rice for 105 million. With these heavyweight signings, Arsenal seems vowed to reclaim their Premier League title once and for all, and the result in the league, this shows the way under Arteta mastery football, emphasizing high press and possession playstyle that surround their dangerous wingers of Martinelli and Saka. As per right now, Arsenal again holding the top spot of Premier League, winning 12 of them, draw 3 and lost 2 matches. Accumulated 39 points, 1 point above Liverpool and Aston Villa with 38 points for both teams. Number aside, the new signings also did provide their quality. Although Jurrien Timber was sidelined due to injury, Kai Havertz undergo early route bumps including position change from a false 9 striker to a central midfielder, has seen himself slowly grow into the team, scored 2 goals in last 4 matches. While Mr. 100 million signing of Declan Rice shown himself to match the price tag by not just scoring crucial last minute goals against Luton and Man United, but seems to fit Arteta playstyle like a glove, even further proved to be the key piece player by having the second most touches behind Saliba in the Arsenal team. Besides with Declan Rice's quality meant Arsenal able to release some of the over-reliance of Thomas Partey, as a Ghanaian central midfielder suffered injury that would have been detriment for Arsenal last season, but the presence of Rice completely solved that issue. In short, with Arsenal made significant stride on the transfer market and significant tactics that gave the many teams trouble, they seem to repeat their run on top. However, will it repeat the bottle job again? Time will tell the result. While Newcastle have been a definition how a competent, ambitious yet controlling team should be, after the purchase by Saudi Arabia PIF made them probably the richest club in the footballing world, all the slang registered themselves into the oil club. But instead of breaking the bank buying players left and right aimlessly, Newcastle made carefully and reasonable planning by going for the profile that matches their team identity. Repurchase of striker like Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad for 63 million, goalkeeper Nick Pope from Burnley for 10 million, left winger Anthony Gordon for Everton for 45 million, who all seems not just match the profile needed from Newcastle to succeed, also hit the ground running without much adjustment needed. Newcastle in last season going from a mid-table team that see themselves finish around 10 to 12 places to last season capturing the 4th place made them available to Champions League football and be the runner-up for the Carabao Cup. Having the taste of visible early success, Newcastle goes into the transfer window even hungrier than before. They again approach with clear-cut plans on the profile of signings. acquiring left winger Harvey Barnes from the recent relegated Leicester City for 38 million, right back Tino Livramento from also the recent relegated Southampton for 35 million. At the headline of all, Newcastle secured one of the most underrated signings in my opinion by acquiring AC Milan talisman midfielder Sandro Tonali for 55 million. This signing highly boosted Newcastle not just squad depth but their whole quality in their team, especially their midfield, consists of playmaking ability from both Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali, plus the relentless Joelinton have been a nightmare to play. Proceeding into 23-24 season, Newcastle opens their season with a bang by claiming a 5-1 victory over a tough opponent Aston Villa, but quickly suffer a massive fall, losing the next 3 games in which all comes from a top opponent like Man City, Liverpool and Brighton. Since the loss, Newcastle goes on a 7-game unbeaten streak, including an impressive 8-0 victory against Sheffield United. However, since the starting of mid-November, Newcastle squad started to suffer a huge number of injuries to key players with the like of Almiron, Danburn, Jacob Murphy and so on. Their injury was so bad when playing against Chelsea, Newcastle were forced to fill their bench with 3 goalkeepers and a number of academy players just to fill in the squad. Adding salt to injury, Sandro Tonali were banned up to 10 months for breaching the Italian betting regulation, made all teams worse. Till today, Newcastle under 17 matches, won 9 of them, drew twice and lost 6, accumulated 29 points with 5 points away from the top 4. Under such unfortunate luck within the injuries could contribute their lack of experience on balancing the squad with the Euro competition. But since they have been out of the competition, maybe Newcastle could focus on the squad recovery and focus on making top 4. Moving back to the London side, Tottenham Hotspur's biggest story remains the departure of their best player probably in Spurs history and the England captain Harry Kane to Bayern Munich for €100 million after 14 years in the club. And who will be the replacement or lacing up their top scorer boots after Kane left? Before coming into this season, Spurs during the last season was a turmoil with drama surrounding Conte ranting plus accusing players not working hard, and then the 6-1 embarrassing loss to Newcastle that led to another managerial changes again. Then coming to this season, the introduction of the Australian manager Ange Postecoglou, plus Spurs have been busy in the transfer market with the signing of James Maddison for Leicester under possible 40 million, Mickey van der Ven from Wolfsburg from the region of 50 million euro, and Brendan Johnson from Nottingham Forest for 50 million. Spurs have a mid to low expectation after the horrendous last season and the loss of their main player. However, this season Spurs have been decent to great at times with a combination of Ange's front foot highline playstyle, a centre forward role sharing between their newly appointed captain Heung-min Son and Richarlison, Mickey van der Ven's quality ball playing centre back combining the presence of Maddison that solved Spurs' lack of the final third playmaker with another 2 high-engine midfielders of Bissouma and Sarr, made Spurs highly entertaining to watch. Spurs even managed to start their season with 10 unbeaten matches in the Premier League and had Ange won Manager of the Month back-to-back. But recently, Spurs also suffered multiple injuries to their key players with Maddison and Bentancur both out for several weeks, whereby hampered their progress on the season. Besides some of the matches due to high intensity demand in Ange playstyle, many times Spurs players were visible naked at the end of match, hence unable to remain the tempo in the game. The match against Aston Villa was the best example. Nevertheless, till today Spurs with 17 games under their belt, they have collected 10 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses, accumulated of 33 points, a point off top 4. Spurs have been a surprise to many people due to their event happened within the club, in addition with new coach arrival to the club, yet the injury in their team will may or may not hurt their team progress and maybe in the end will drop lower than expected. Lastly, Chelsea have been easily the opposite example to Newcastle, even with the changes in the ownership to Todd Bowley. With a billion spent across the winter and the summer transfer window, bringing in multiple young to exciting players like 100 million spent on each South American duo, Enzo Fernandez from Benfica and Moises Caicedo from Brighton, including the newly appointed of new manager Poch, who famed to be a perfect coach for a young team like Chelsea. However, Chelsea was very up and down in terms of form and playing in the game wise. Because Chelsea in one game could deliver an entertaining 4-1 win against Spurs away from home, a 4-4 thriller draw against the reigning champion Man City, and a 3-2 convincing win against Brighton. But Chelsea also capable to suffer embarrassing losses like a 1-0 loss to Forest, 2-0 loss to Everton, and worst of all, the 4-1 lose in an embarrassing fashion to Newcastle. But don't get me wrong, Chelsea has a squad that would be among some of the manager's dreams, especially their starting midfield and fullbacks depth. Their offer starting midfield trio consists of a reliable Enzo, battler Caicedo, and a tireless Conor Gallagher. They even could switch it up from Gallagher to Palmer for a more offensive creative purpose. While their fullbacks consist of their captain Reece James and highly talented Malo Gusto for the right back spot, and the left they have Marc Cucurella for the inverted fullback tactics, a more offensive style on Ben Chilwell. However, Chelsea's biggest weakness has been their lack of the potent goal scorer up front and the inconsistency in their defense or performance. With one of their biggest signings, Christopher Nkunku, had been injured early into this season, forces Nicholas Jackson to anchor the goal scoring duty. But Chelsea, although created many chances but were unable to finish them, the stats did back those up. With 33.3 XG against their 27 goal score, show Chelsea underperformed their XG by 6.6 goal, really show their lack of finishing in front of goal. As for the defense, in spite of the veteran leader Thiago Silva remained strong even at an advanced age of a 39-year-old, he was capable to deliver an ill-fated mistake that led to the goal conceded. Furthermore, the appointment of James as a captain can be criticized due to the fact James was very injury prone. Imagine that your captain or leader of a department often available. Till today, Chelsea with 17 games played, won 6 of them, drew 4 and lost 7 of them, accumulated 22 points, had them at the mid-table. With Chelsea having a striker that unable to finish chances and an unstable defensive line, combining with club do not have a clear-cut plan for a team, would buy anyone available hope it work out, easily a perfect example how not to run a club, as they might move 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards at the same time. And even if Nkunku closing in his return date, but there was no positive direction for Chelsea to sail, it was easy to say they are in crisis. That's the end of the video. What's your take on this storyline and everything proving right for the mid-season? Or do you think which team will have a turnaround during the latter half of the season? Comment down below so that we can have a discussion. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you all in the next one.